Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Politics is usually called a dirty game, but there are certain areas where it's not a dirty game, it's a game of guessing, game of strategy, and a game that is not open. It's basically a secretive thing. What we see on the surface is most of the time not there. The undercurrents are much more important. And that is why today's friends can be tomorrow's enemies. No friendship is ever permanent in life or in politics. However, what we have been saying in Iran and Pakistan that they are incoherent, they are so close that you can't imagine them to be. However, there are undercurrents of rivalry, envy, jealousy, and even enmity between these two countries. And those undercurrents should be utilized by India. And India has the capability and the diplomatic skills. It has people, great people in its foreign service, intelligent, capable, visionary even. So New Delhi must make use, given the political will, of course, to coordinate with Tehran to secure its Afghanistan interests. Now, Afghanistan is a chess game which needs to be understood in a proper context. Let's not forget that, as a matter of fact, Iran and Afghanistan and Pakistan, they combine a big geographical unit. Afghanistan is sandwiched between the two, but beyond Afghanistan, there is Iran-Pakistan border. Most of the people may not be aware, but Iran-Pakistan border is an international border which demarcates Balochistan province of Pakistan and Iran's Sistan. So Sistan, this province, and Balochistan province share a common border, and thus Iran and Pakistan share a common border. And this border is huge, 959 kilometers. That's 1,000 kilometers approximately. Now, with that border being there, there's naturally a possibility of the conflicts coming every day. As the Indian-Pakistan border conflicts are there, as the Indo-China conflicts are there, even our friendly relations with Bangladesh does not preclude conflicts. It's very normal. So, these conflicts give rise to suspicion, give rise to undercurrents, which seemingly may not be there. Now, the regional security dialogue was held in New Delhi in November 10. And that was a watershed because that marked India's entry, or rather re-entry, into the very, very contested landscape of Afghanistan-Pakistan geopolitics. And we have been led to believe that Pakistan has a great role to play in Afghanistan. On the other side, because of the regional states differing focus on the terrorism threat, refugee crisis, regional stability, and so on, Indian concerns about the repercussions of ISI activities in Afghanistan will be a low priority for regional powers. They are not bothered about that, what ISI does in Afghanistan. But this is one area, one sector where India can play in a major way, a major role in Iran, because Iran has the same concern which India has. However, till today, India has failed to coordinate with Iran in this sector, that is, repercussion of ISI activities in Afghanistan. There's some no priority to Bhutan, to Nepal, to Bangladesh, to Myanmar, but to India and to Afghanistan. And despite the public portrayal of a cordial relationship between these two countries, these two Islamic Republican countries, their intelligence services, ISI, and Islamic Revolutionary Guard, IRG, they are engaged in an extremely interesting geostrategic rivalry in the region. And you would not find a single newspaper or co-ped or any editorial and any article on this rivalry, which is very important. However, this rivalry has not become surfaced, but the undercurrents are very strong, and other intelligence agencies like CIA, MI6, Mossad, French Sûreté, they are holding their attention focused on them. Whether RAW is doing it or not, I don't know. But this is one area where it can use. ISI has used jihadi outfits like Dundula and Jaish to destabilize Iran. Now you will be amazed. But Pakistan did try to destabilize Iran. And interestingly, Pakistan always blames India for insurgency in Balochistan. As a matter of fact, the reality is that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is actively supporting Baloch insurgents in Pakistan. So, and ISI knows it, Pakistan government knows it, but they are quiet about it because of the various other factors. So, this is up to India to exploit, and this needs intervention at the highest level. Indian Prime Minister Modi has to meet Khomeini and other leaders in Iran to establish a direct link. India has established a great link with UAE, with Qatar, with Saudi Arabia, with Israel. Why not here with Iran? We had even lost earlier the port in Iran which we were going to handle. That went to China. So India has not been very successful. Now, this 959-kilometer long border can be exploited by India to tell Iran that, okay, we are supporting you. Now, there have been less convergences. If you have studied the history and if you study the political scene, you will find that in the recent past there has been more divergence in Iran and Pakistan than convergence. Both countries have attempted to increase the bilateral trade and have identified economic engagement as a key factor in their relationship. However, regional dynamics, security dynamics are a challenge in their bilateral engagement, and this regional security dynamics have to be exploited by India. Both countries have accused each other of not taking adequate measures to stamp out the terrorist activities which the militants sheltering across the border, the Irani militants under the guidance of IRGC are operating in Balochistan. ISI supported militants are operating in Sistan. So they have to be exploited. Iran has already warned Pakistan. An aid memoir was delivered a couple of days back, and no Indian newspaper covered it. It has warned Pakistan over the inaction against the state-sponsored terror activities emanating from Pakistan. Now, India is objecting to that. Iran is objecting to the state-sponsored terrorist activities sponsored, promoted, financed by Pakistan. So here is a convergence between India and Iran. Now, Iran's skepticism towards Pakistan because of the close relationship with Saudi Arabia is another factor. It restricts the options and opportunities of both the countries to engage actively. They're talking great about the bilateral trade, especially in the agriculture sector. But imagine, Tehran showed interest in the CPEC, of which Pakistan is a great champion. But they all wanted, when Iran wanted to expand its state activities, and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani expressed desire to join CPEC to Nawaz Sharif, the intention remained just a poised intention because Pakistan doesn't want Iran really to benefit. And the reason was that USA tightened screws on Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia told Pakistan that all the help it's getting financially will not be there if Iran comes in CPEC. So this again could have prompted Indian diplomatic action in telling Pakistan, Iran, that you cannot depend on Pakistan. Pakistan, though outwardly, is aligning to Iran, but its basic inherent umbilical cords with Wahhabism are not broken. So that is the second thing which is rankling Iran. Now both countries have different occasions made significant efforts to increase economic activity, definitely, and we are bamboozled, which we should not be. You know, US withdrew from JCPOA after the killing of General Qasim Soleimani, the head of IRGC. And that added tension to the Pakistan-Iran ties. Pakistan faces a severe dilemma. It can neither overtly side with the US nor support Iran because both options lead to far-reaching consequences for its security and economic growth. But why is India not using it? Now, there's another thing. Pakistan faces serious challenge in advancing cooperation with Iran because it has to balance the relation with Saudi Arabia and Iran. The security situation in Balochistan and Pakistan's military assistance to Saudi Arabia during Iran-Saudi proxy wars makes it very difficult for Pakistan and Iran to widen their relationship. And when the suspicion is there, Chandrayaniti says, increase the divide. Machiavelli says, ensure that your enemies do not come together or make friends with one of the enemies. And Iran is not an enemy, Iran is a friend. Right from the times of Shah Pahlavi, though Shah recognized Iran was possibly, you are not aware, was the first country in the world to recognize Pakistan. People are not aware of that, but that's a fact. I mean, common people. So, this assistance which Pakistan has been given to Saudi Arabia and a financial assistance which Saudi Arabia has been given to Pakistan would make it impossible for Iran and Pakistan to be really good friends. And enemy of your enemy is a friend. So if India is an enemy of Pakistan and Iran is an enemy, though not open but hidden, then they have a good opportunity to be friends. So they have, Pakistan and Iran have to widen the prospect of their engagement and diversify to the other domains. Now here's a chance for India to step in the vacuum. It should say okay to Iran, we'll give you the support, we'll be with you internationally, nationally, wherever you want us, provided we can stop Pakistan from indulging in state-sponsored terrorism. Now, that should be the first step. Second can be commercial relationship, trade relationship. Pakistan has been pushed into a very difficult situation. You should be aware of that. Because of the engagement with Pakistan and its potentiality, that can create a chasm, a gap, an abyss in its relationship with Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, UAE. Now, Saudi Arabia and UAE can never tolerate Iran, as Iran cannot tolerate these two countries. And now UAE and Saudi Arabia are coming nearer to Israel. India is close to Israel. So the Quad is already there. Now this Quad can tighten the screws on one side, on Pakistan, and on the other side India unilaterally can side with Iran. And that would be clearly helpful, since Pakistan has to remain dependent on UAE and Saudi Arabia for its money. It will go hungry otherwise. And these regional rivalries of Iran with UAE, Iran with Saudi Arabia, and Iran with Pakistan can be diplomatically, politically diverted to ensure that India has a major role to play. And this is a deciding factor. Now, India has emerged as the fourth strongest country in the world. And as the fourth strongest country in the world, and economically strong as well, UAE and Saudi Arabia would not hesitate in sacrificing Pakistan. Now, Pakistan, which is already in a dilemma whether to go with Saudi Arabia or to go with Iran, can be sandwiched actually if India plays its cards properly. Now, whether it does or not, I cannot say today. But as the indications are, India is not at present exploiting the situation the way it should. It is in fact playing a very, very dormant game. It's lying dormant. It is in a state of somnolence, and is not in a coma but deep sleep. And that what is required is that India has to wake up from this deep sleep, come out of the slumber, and gird up its loins. And it has needs three-pronged attack. A, talk to Saudi Arabia and UAE and start tightening the financial screws on Pakistan. And Pakistan already suffering from IMF and under Fatah would not be able to resist and saying goodbye to Iran. Absolutely. Because you cannot live without finance, which is given by these two countries. Then it should coordinate with Iran to expose further and counteract state-sponsored terrorism from Pakistan. And the third attack should be to increase trade relationship with Iran. These things would enable India to play a major game that would weaken Pakistan and also enable India to assert its power as a regional power. And that is what is required. The world power, the fourth largest power in the world, should become the first regional power. And India can only do that if it plays its game very strategically. Let's see how India plays. And if it doesn't play now, it would have missed the bus. And that would be a tragedy for Indian political leadership and Indian diplomatic leadership. I'm sure Indian leadership is aware of the fact, and if it's not, it should now wake up and do the needful. Thank you.